Howdy hi ladies and gents, we're back with more deck build testing. It's been a while, and I've finally made a couple of decks that I'm happy to take forward, or at least keep testing, in lead up to set championships. That will be later on in October on my side. Now, this time round, the first deck that I'm going to run with is a deck I've literally built not that long ago, based off of a very popular Emerald Amethyst deck that's been doing the rounds on the meta, called Emerald Amethyst Broom Tempo. Now, the original Tempo deck has some amazing cards in there, and I just don't have them. I don't have the capacity of them, I don't have the number of them, I may not even have singles of them, it's that bad. So, I had a look at what I did have, and I thought, wait a minute, can I make it work with Brooms? And after some initial tests, this actually works really nicely, so let's go over the deck list. We've got a couple of copies of Cogsworth Illuminary Watchman, that basically allows our characters to gain rush, and he can even rush himself if need be. Clarabelle, the clumsy guest. I don't know why I was struggling to say that. Basically, you play her, pay an extra 2, and you can banish a chosen item, so we have item removal in the deck. If not, it's a very nice 1-drop. If not, then it's also a fantastic inkable, so why not? We also have 4 copies of the Magic Broom Illuminary Keeper for card draw also, so we have some pretty nice 1-drops in general. We have Madam Mim Snake in the 2-drop just to help bounce back our 1-drops like the Clarabelle or the Cogsworth if we want to use them again. We have the Bucket Brigade to shuffle back anything that does go into our discard that we want to use again. Only 3 copies of that one. And we're running 3 copies of Yen Sid because we're running enough Brooms to warrant playing Yen Sid for additional card draw and a little bit of aggro. But we're not playing all the Brooms because this is not Amethyst Steel, and there's a lot of Amethyst Brooms that are just not quite that good. So we're only playing Yen Sid at 3. He's handy if we can get him out, even if it's just for a card draw. But he's not an essential playmaker of the entire deck. He's a fantastic late-game aggro push. 2 copies of Mother Gothel Conceited Manipulator, again for character removal if we need to remove anything on our opponent's side of the board, or most of the time bouncing back our Yen Sids, bouncing back our Buckets, bouncing back our Clarabelles, etc. in order to garner more bonuses off of our own effects. Ursula Deceiver to control our opponent's hand and get rid of any of their pesky song cards that they may be dealing with. Merlin Crab at a 3 of, because Merlin Crab is really good. And there's a fantastic tech that I've learned from my locals, shout out to Fraser from the locals by the way, involving Merlin Crab, because effectively you wait until turn 4, you play Crab, Crab gives himself Challenger +3, turning him into a 6/3, and then you play Cogsworth, targeting the Crab. Now this is a 6/3 Crab with Rush. You can effectively take out most of anything, if not severely cripple a lot of things. Even Queen's Castle, which we're running 1 copy of, is 7 willpower, so just with this combo alone, Queen's Castle goes down to 1. Which is mad. Like, that in itself for Merlin is great. Plus, if he does get banished during our turn, or if we bounce him back to our own hand using something like Mother Gothel, then we can give another one of our characters Challenger +3, and that's just a net positive. We like this. 1 copy of Kit Cloud Kicker. He's not absolutely essential. He's handy for our lower cards. But he's fantastic to just manipulate the board of our opponents if they've got any pesky characters that we want them to replay, or that's just in our way in general, that have 2 attack or less. Then we have 1 copy of Anna the Diplomatic Queen. Not essential to play on turn 3, but fantastic to play later. Because when you play her later and pay 2, you have quite a lot of different effects where you can trigger depending on the state of the board. So each opponent chooses and discards a card, great. Chosen character gets +2 this turn, that means we can get rid of a big threat, fantastic. And banish chosen damage character, which is exceedingly handy. There's only 1 copy of Anna because she's not completely essential, but she's handy to have when we need to. We can bounce her back and forth with Madam Mim Fox, which we run 4 copies with the Snake, with Gothel. You basically see how the tempo's running here. So Anna's great at a 1-drop. Then we're running 2 copies of Rourke in order to make sure that when any of our characters get banished for any what reason, then Rourke makes it so that our opponent loses 1 lore. The fun part of this is that because a Luminary Keeper counts as banishing itself in order to draw a card, you actually have a really nice tech here of playing Rourke, giving an opponent's character Reckless, getting rid of your Luminary Keeper to draw a card, and because it counts as a banish, your opponent also loses 1 lore. Amazing little synergy you can do there. We have 4 copies of Merlin Goat because of course we need to win the game, and sometimes you just need to play a goat and win. Simple as. We have Merlin Rabbit because sometimes you just need a very simple, easy card draw for when you put it in, put it out. I only have the 1 copy of Elsa the Fifth Spirit because in real life I only own 1 copy of Elsa the Fifth Spirit. If it was up to me, I would run 2 and maybe change up the board a little bit with what I have out, but I love this card. Fantastic, comes out into play, has Rush, has Evasive, exerts a chosen opposing character so she can either smash into it herself, you can synergize it with Crab, and then Challenger comes into play. It's an exceedingly powerful card, and for a 5-drop, beautiful. Our other 5-drop, however, is Magic Broom Swift Cleaner. We've got enough brooms that we're playing with to make this warranted, because it shuffles back all of our other brooms into the deck, which is fantastic if we are discarding a lot. And it has Rush. It's a 4/4, which is a brilliant stat line, and I love this card to pieces. The one broom I wasn't expecting to be clutch that actually is Magic Broom Dancing Duster. So Dancing Duster, 6 cost uninkable 3/3. When you play this character, if you have a sorcerer character in play, you may exert chosen opposing character and they can't ready at the start of their next turn. But how many sorcerers am I actually running in the deck? Well, I've got 4 copies of Mimsnake, she counts. 3 copies of Yensid, he counts. 4 copies of Fox, she counts. 4 copies of Ursula, she counts. You see where this is going. 3 copies of Merlin Crab, he counts. Oh yeah, it gets even better. 4 copies of Merlin Goat, he counts. 4 copies of Merlin Rabbit, he counts. 1 copy of Elsa, she counts. You see where I'm getting at. With all of those sorcerers that I actually have at my disposal, Dancing Duster becomes exceedingly useful, but not all the time. Dancing Duster is great when you need to use it the most. It is a 6 cost, it's pretty steep, that's why we're only running 2 copies. 9 out of 10 times you want Swift Cleaner over the Dancing Duster, but if you're able to get Dancing Duster out and screw over your opponent's game plan, beautiful play. Absolutely beautiful play. It has helped me in so many tests. And last but not least, the 2 copies of Mother Gothel Unwavering Schemer. That makes it so that each opponent chooses one of the characters, returns it to their hand, gets over Ward, which is fantastic, and just removes another threat on the board. And you can quest for 2, brilliant stat line, and she's looking hot. Fantastic artwork. As for songs, we are just simply running 4 copies of Friends on the other side for card draw, 2 copies of Your Welcome in order to manipulate the deck yet again. We can shuffle one of our own characters into our, characters, items, or locations into our deck so that we can draw 2 cards. We can manipulate our opponent's board so they draw 2 cards, but we get rid of a threat. Very simple as that. 1 copy of Emerald Chromicon, because this is a really nice splash tech. If any of your characters during your opponent's turn are banished, I can return a chosen character to the player's hand. That can be one of my characters, one of my opponent's characters. Manipulating the board in that way is super nice. And last but not least, for 1 copy of Queen's Castle, just in case we need that little bit of extra card draw, and if we just need to win the game with 2 lore passively on our turn and we slap a thread on the board. Beautiful. That's the deck in a nutshell. Without further ado, let's jump onto Inktable and give it a test. Alrighty. In Inktable, we are going to be testing this out. Now, in my previous tests, I've been testing this against my Tier 2 Broom deck from the last set, which is absolutely fine. But to make it more interesting now with my deck testing and to take things way more seriously, now we're going to be testing the decks against actual meta decks. So in this case, we are testing the deck against Amber Steel Song, which is at the very top of the current meta as of me recording this video. So the logic is, if we can stand up to Amber Steel, then we're on a very good track with this deck. If we're not, we may have to change some bits around and see if we can make things ever better. But we'll see how we go. I'm going to mulligan the Dancing Duster. We might keep the Rourke in hand. This isn't a terrible hand. I'll get rid of 1 bucket because we only need the 1. That's actually fine. I will keep the Rourke. That's brilliant. We may have to ink a goat, but that's not the worst hand known to mankind. And there's for turn 1 Daisy. One of the scariest cards of a new set. You can tell why this Daisy is mega expensive and really, really good. And we go into the Elsa. This is brilliant. Right, we're going to start off by inking the goat. And we're just going to play out the Illuminary. And we're good. Fantastic. Nice easy turn 1. I think turn 2 we're going to immediately go into Snake so that I can threat for Daisy. Daisy's going to quest for 2. I draw a card. Is it? Yes, it is. The good thing with this deck, we are playing a lot of characters, so if Daisy's effect triggers a couple of times before we get rid of her, not the worst thing in the world, because we will get a couple of card draws as a result. But our opponent's lore total is going to build up relatively fast, so that's the caveat. This is interesting. I do have Ursula Deceiver, and Amber Steel Song loves its songs, so I think Ursula's going to be my better play. So I'm going to ink this 1 copy of Clarabelle, and we're going to play out the Ursula. And, oh, look at that. Perfect. We've hit Along Came Zeus, Let the Storm Rage On, and Bare Necessities, which is great. I want to hit Let the Storm Rage On, because that is damage and card draw, and I just don't like it. And because we did that, I should have probably quested with the Illuminary Keeper first, so that's a misplay on my side. But we're going to get rid of the Illuminary, draw a card, I draw into friends on the other side. Fantabby-dozy. It does mean that Daisy is going to stick being a threat, and those 2 Robin Hoods are going to be annoying at the moment. But I do have Rourke on turn 3, and Rourke turn 3 is not bad. Or I could even turn 3 into Madam Mim Fox. But I'd rather do Rourke. Ah! Hits into the You're Welcome. Bad times. So that goes to the bottom of my deck, not my hand, but it's not a problem. Gets another copy of Along Came Zeus. So now we know in the opponent's hand they have 2 copies of Then Along Came Zeus, and they can sing them next turn. So if I play Rourke, Rourke is going to immediately get hit, which is sad, really. But we'll see what we can do. With that being the case, is it now better? No. No? Tough one. I'm gonna ink Gothel because I think she's just gonna be too expensive at the moment. I'm only on turn 3 ink now. We are gonna play the Rourke. I need to play Rourke to establish something on the board. I don't like that you're getting 2 lore. But at the same time, we might be able to get our own Ursula axed off. So, do I or don't I? I think I do. I'm gonna Reckless the Daisy Duck. And we're just gonna quest. Quest for 1, get on the board. And that's all we're gonna do. Because now, I would think my opponent would tackle into... Well, we have to tackle into Ursula with Daisy Duck already, which is fine. But the good thing is here, if they tackle into Ursula with both Ariel and Daisy to get rid of her, then... Well, hey. There we go. There's Along Came Zeus. Didn't even sing it. Just raw play it. Absolutely fine. Rourke's gone, as to be expected. And we're going to sing the other one? Okay, double song. Not a problem. Absolutely fine. Because Daisy cannot quest this turn because of Reckless, so that's fine. Bit achy, but it's fine. Next turn for me. Ugh. Probably going to ink one of the Mims, and I'm probably going to ink the Snake. Because with no targets on the board, it's a bit of a pain. And we'll go for the Rabbit. Draw a card. And see where we go. I do have the ability now to sing Friends on the other side, which is great. Amber Steel Song now has no cards in hand. This is a huge benefit. They are able to quest for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this turn. So we do need to make some attacks and some decisions sharpish in order to control the board properly. That is a Rourke. That is really nice. Second copy of Rourke in hand. Goes up to 13. Okay, so now we need to start dealing with the board, which is fine. We should be okay to do this. Merlin Crab. Okay. Okay. No valuable targets for Merlin Crab, but I do have a plan. And the plan is this. I'm going to challenge with the Rabbit into one of the Robin Hoods, so we can get rid of one of the hoods. Then I'm going to play a Mim Fox, bounce back the rabbit, draw a card off of a rabbit, and I get a Mim Snake. Perfect. Then we're going to challenge the Fox into Daisy. So now Daisy's no longer a threat. Daisy's gone. Fantastic. Then we're going to... What are we going to ink in this case? I'm actually going to ink one copy of Friends on the other side because we're doing great for card draw. And then we're going to play out the Mim Snake and bounce back the Mim Fox. So now we've gotten rid of 3 lore on their side of the board. They can quest for 3. There's another Along Came Zeus. Wow, what a top deck. Wow. What an actual top deck play. But that's still fine. In the grand scheme of things, that's still okay. Because we could do some things next turn to help us again. We still need to work on this board. Because that is 3 lore every turn. They're now on 16. This is a dangerous place to be in. A very dangerous place to be in. We are playing on the knife edge, and I don't like it. Okay, it's worth inking Ursula because there's nothing in our opponent's hand. Now what? We've got 6 to play with. And I think my best idea at the moment is to do this. So we're going to play Rourke, and we're going to make it so that this aerial now can't do anything but challenge next turn, just in case. Then we're going to play out the Mim Fox, so we bounced back earlier, bounce back the Rourke, so we can play Rourke again later, and we're going to challenge in to the Cinderella. So now, that gets rid of another threat on the board, we don't take a lot of damage, can only quest for 2, well, can only quest for 1 next turn because of a Reckless, and now Ariel has to trade with Madam Mim. Just has to, and that's fine. Top decks into another Robin Hood, trade with the Fox, and that's fine. It sucks because I would love it if Rourke stayed out, but beggars can't be choosers. We are we are really kissing it. Ooh, it's dangerous. We're going to ink a bucket. I need to play Rourke again in order to control the board that little bit. 5, 6, 7. I'm only going to be left with 2. What if I do 3? I could swarm the board a little bit. I could. You know what? I might. Let's Rourke and stop this Robin Hood from questing. And then let's just play out a rabbit. Draw another card, get another Friends on the other side. Okay. At least next turn I can also play Elsa to attack into anything that our opponent may have in hand. For oh! Didn't even. Wow. Okay. Okay. But this Robin Hood here did not exert. Which begs the... Oh no. But we do have a Mim Fox. This is interesting now. Very interesting. I think I need to play Elsa in order to exert that Robin Hood and get rid of it. So what we're going to do, we are going to... Do I ink the other Gothel? No, you know what? Let's ink the Crab. Crab's not going to be doing a lot for us at the moment. And we're going to... I reckon we challenge... Yeah. Challenge into the Robin Hood. Get rid of the Hood. Done. Then we play Elsa. Exert this Robin Hood. Challenge this Elsa into Robin Hood. Bang. We now have control of the board. Perfect. With that in mind, do we sing Friends on the other side, or do we just quest for 1? Or do I even bounce any of my guys back with a Mim Fox, maybe? No, you know what? Let's quest for 1. Let's get on the board. Let's start actually getting up there a little bit. Not ramping. It's not that colour scheme. And I might just play out a Bucket Brigade, just so I have an extra character on board. We're going to target myself, and I'm going to shuffle back into the deck another Rourke. Because my logic is, if I can get both Rourkes out, and if I'm able to bounce back Elsa, control the board, this is fine. See, now our opponent may have 2 cards in their hand, but we only got 4 ink. I think they're now bricking, which works in our favour brilliantly. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to, first off, let's quest with absolutely everybody. So go to 3, go to 4, go to 5. This is a really big gamble game. because now we have to race up to 18. Okay. Do I ink another Friends? I'm tempted to, because I'm still doing really good on card draw. I'm going to do it. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to bounce back the Elsa, because Elsa's going to be handy to get rid of on-play threats. And I'm tempted to also bounce back Rabbit to just get another card. Do I do it? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Get back the card, draw a card. Some may say, oh, you wasted the rush, but no, I've got them back in my hand, it's fine. And look at that, I can just replay the Rabbit and draw another card. Perfect, that actually, and it's a Yen Sid, okay. Okay, now we have a threat. If I can now get another Broom on board, this is going to be great. Oh no! Grab your sword! No! Grab your sword with Prince Naveen! Oh, but look at all the lore that's going to be lost as a result of that, though. You lose one lore as a result of that play, so that's actually going to help our game out. Oh, Cogsworth as well, beautiful. Right, we need to do this. Play out Elsa, tap Naveen. We need 3 into Naveen, and I know the perfect thing, it's Mim Snake. Snake and Naveen, trade, lose a character, lose a lore, go down to 16. Perfect. Then with that in mind, I think we just quest with everybody again. It's a shame because Yen Sid was hopefully going to draw us a card, which no longer seems to be the case. But what I'm going to do instead, do I actually ink Yen Sid? I think I do. And then we're going to play Friends on the other side, draw a couple more cards, keep our card draw go. Wow, then I get double Broom after Yen Sid? Of course I do. Of course I do. But this is what we'll do. We'll actually play both Illuminaries. We won't draw a card yet. And now we have even more threat ability on the board, and that's a whole new world. Youch. So we do lose the rest of our hand, which is fine. Opponent now has 7 cards back in their hand again, but they have no ink. So we have a very good chance to just get back into the game here, and what a hand to have. And we have access to Dancing Duster, which we can trigger with the sorcerers we have out. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. We have control of the board. And we get into an Ursula. Perfect. Right. I'm going to ink another Crab, because we just don't have the threats on the board to demand it. I'm going to play out Ursula. Make you... Oh, another copy of A Whole New World. I think we hit A Whole New World. I don't want my opponent to get another fresh hand. Do I do the Illuminaries? Because that would count as 2 banishes. No. Just because I didn't quest with them, so it's not worth it yet. I might actually quest with them now, just so I can make it worthwhile for later. There we go, that makes it handy. And in fact, let's quest with everybody, just so I can get the lore up all the way. So just like that, we were losing on 1 lore to 18. Now we're on 15 to 16. Mental. What a tempo play this is. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to play a second Rourke, and now we banish both Illuminaries. So draw 1 card, opponent goes to 14, get rid of, draw 1 card, goes down to 12. We are now in full control of the board. See how crazy the Illuminary Keeper plays are with 2 Rourkes? With 1 it's good enough, with 2, madness. And then to end our turn, I think we actually play Queen's Castle, and we move Merlin Rabbit. No, cancel that. We'll move Ursula and the standing Rourke into Queen's Castle just in case things go down. And now next turn we get to draw 2 cards. We are now threatening the board, the game, and everything else. We know what our opponent has in their hand. Let the Storm Rage on is fine. They'll hit the non-damaged Rourke. That's fine. There's Naveen into another Grabby Sword. Okay. But look at what's going to happen. Lose a lore, lose a lore, lose a lore. I get to draw a card. And that's fine. And then both of our Rourkes are gone. But it actually works in our favour. It's not a problem at all. And now we still get 1 card draw from Ursula Deceiver, and we still have game. Because now, Thanks to Queen's Castle giving us all that, we go up to 19. We can get rid of Naveen. See, look at that. Our opponent's now on 9. So this is what I think we do. Let's do something cheeky, because we like cheeky plays. I'm going to... Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We're going to play Dancing Duster. And we're going to tap Naveen. Then we'll play Cogsworth onto Dancing Duster into Naveen. And they trade. And we're all good to go. I know that was a Broom. I know I've got a Yensid in my hand, but we needed to control the board. Because we are literally ready to challenge the game. I think at this point in time, we just ink Mother Gothel. And, oh, heck, we win. Let's go. Done. And that is Broom Tempo. Broom Tempo in a nutshell. Let's make it fair, though. Let's do a second game. Just to see. Because we played that very well. Look at that hand. That's not good. In comparison to the last hand, that was not good at all. Get rid of both goats. Get rid of a big Gothel. Get rid of a crab. And... you know what? We'll have to get rid of a second crab as well. And we'll keep the Chromacon and the Cogsworth and pray. That is not the best hand. I've had much better hands. And there's a Daisy. So now we're just praying that our top decks are going to help us out. That's great. That's great. We got Fox. That's absolutely fine. We're going to have to ink a goat. And we'll play out a Luminary in order to start off the game. Even if we just quest next turn, it's absolutely fine. Daisy quests, get a cut. Oh! Oh, we get the Rourke. Beautiful. Beautiful. And there's another Robin Hood. You're going to double Robin me again? Just a single. Okay, single Robin's better than double. I like it. There's another goat. I'm not going to ink the goat if I can help it, so I'm actually going to ink the Cogsworth. I don't have any... don't have any 2-drops at all, so we're just going to quest with a Luminary and end the turn. Simple as. Next turn we have a lot of choices. We can draw cards, we can play Mim Fox as long as a Luminary stays out. We do have options. And we may have more. We do! Merlin Rabbit into our hand. Fantastic. Is Robin going to go for the trade? He is. Absolutely fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. You're on 4 lore, which is better than 5. So that's absolutely fine. It does mean we cannot Mim Fox, but that's not the end of the world. And we drew into our copy of Queen's Castle, which is very nice. Shame we didn't get any Ursulas, because now I'm starting to worry a little bit. Do I ink... oh, this is a bad one. This is actually a bad one. And I don't like it. Because the only valuable play we have is either Anna or Rourke. And it's more Rourke than Anna. And I just don't like what we're going to have to ink. No, you know what? We're going to ink the friends on the other side. We're going to have to play Rourke. Because all our other things require the characters out on board. And at least we can make it so the Daisy is reckless. So Daisy cannot quest for 2 this turn. We are in range of Then Along Came Zeus. Are we going to see it? No, there's Naveen, and, well, there's for freebie anyway. No problem. And then along came Naveen, with Zeus. Right. This is where we're off on the worse foot than we were earlier. Do have Crab. Don't have Cogsworth for the turn 4 Cogsworth cheeky play. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Can I play Queen's Castle? I can. I can play Rabbit. Get a benefit off of Rabbit. And I think that might be my best plan. I think I'm going to ink the Crab. And we'll play out the Rabbit. And draw a card. And then we get another Mim Fox. Okay. Not the best, because I don't want to end up bricking on so many Mims in my hand. But sometimes it's all I've got. Our opponent's going to get up on the lore front. Which is scary. There's 9. We get Yensid. Perfect. Absolutely fine. Even if we can't play him, we can ink him. And there's a second Daisy. Now I'm terrified. Opponent only has one card in their hand. So that begs me to believe that's probably a uninkable song card. It might be a whole new world. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a whole new world. I'm going to instantly ink this Clarabelle because I just don't think that Clarabelle's going to see play at this moment in time. But this is a scary board we need to start doing something with. And I think my best plan... let me see, I'm on 5... I think I've got a Mim Fox and bounce back the rabbit. Regardless of what I end up doing. There's a Luminary. Okay. I like a Luminary. The Luminary's great. I can dig it. And then we're going to get rid of the Daisy. Just to put pressure on the board. Get rid of a big questy threat. And that's fine. That's all I'm going to be able to do. It's scary. And there's... Oh, no, there's me. Okay, so that now means our opponent... With that on board, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this turn. Ugh. There's another goat. If I do need to ink a second goat, I'm going to have to ink a second goat. I'm going to have to see how it goes. This is a definite harder game. There's a reason why Amber Steel Song is at the top of the list. Oh, Naveen. Oh, Sings Grab Your Sword. Youch. Wow. Much better idea. So there's the threat for game next turn. Because our opponent can now quest for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Youch. Big youch. Just play Be Prepared. Where's my Be Prepared? Where is it? Anna's not going to help me out a lot. Well, Yen Sid's gone, that's for sure. I could have also inked Ursula. Maybe Ursula was a better pick to ink, actually. But hey-ho. But yet again, Ursula's cheaper if I need to get in a Fox. Because let me see. If I get rid of one of the ones for Quest for 2, it should go from 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. I need to get rid of 2 cards, basically. I need to get rid of 2 characters this turn, or else that's over. It's just over. And what can I do with 6? Not a lot. Not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. Right, I'm banking on some AI shenanigans here, but let's go. Mim Fox, bounce back the Ursula, challenge with Mim Fox into the Daisy. Schmick. Get rid of Daisy Duck. And I think that's it. I think we actually lose this one. Oh, we just did not get the right card. Yeah, there's Gazelle. I think that's it. Because all you need to do is quest. And that's all you're going to do. Is quest. There you go. Goes to 17. Goes to 19. Sorry. Very good. And then the 20. There you go. So this is an example of how essential Ursula Deceiver is for this matchup. Because I did not get that Ursula Deceiver for the 2-drop, I was unable to get rid of song cards like Along Came Zeus to really screw my opponent over, or to get rid of Grab Your Sword, if they had it in their opening hand as well. But hopefully this demonstrates how decent Tempo Brooms actually is. Do I think it's perfect? No, there's a reason why Amber Steel Song is at the top of the list. But I think it's really cool. I think it's a really fun deck. It's a really nice, more budget option if you don't have all the essential pieces for the main Amethyst Emerald Tempo deck that's out there. But it's really good. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is Emerald Amethyst Broom Tempo. We're only going to do the games versus Amber Steel. Because it is current meta, I want to realign the series to go against meta-relevant decks so that you guys can see how they compete against the top end of the game at this moment in time of the recording. If you like this idea, or if you have any other criticisms about the series moving forward, let me know in the comments below. Keep an eye out as I have a second one coming out soon. That'll go over my other deck that I'm building for this meta in case you're interested. All of the links to this page on my Dreamborn, as well as my Discord, where you can check this out as well and share your decks and talk Lorcana and all that jazz, are all down below. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join me over on my Ko-Fi that I've only just recently opened if you want to contribute to the channel in other ways. I've got all my other social links down there as well, and I'll be very, very happy to chill out with you guys in the future. So until then, next time, I'll keep working on this deck a little bit, have a laugh with it. I'll be seeing you out there. Stay safe, stay awesome, most importantly, stay explosive. I'll be seeing you guys next time.